What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Impact. We are live and in living color with the fourth and final round of this week's Modern FNM. We've got Paul on Boros Energy. We've got Ben on Boros Energy. A little bit different builds. I'll get into that, but thank you all so much for hanging out with us today. If you're watching after the fact on YouTube, thank you so much. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell icon, and set it to all so you don't miss our content. We've got a ton of live paper magic here on the channel. But yeah, we got Paul and Ben here, both regulars here at Impact Gaming Center in the fabulous Fairview Heights. They each are playing the same deck, but with some differences. We got Boros Energy for Paul. He's playing big Boros. He's playing one ring Boros. Ben, however, playing the traditional aggro Boros Energy with Goblin Bombardment and no rings. So, but yeah, thank you all so much. If you are shopping in the market for Magic the Gathering cards or any kind of trading card game, board games, anything like that. We have dueling Johnny's flipping here, which is pretty funny. But yeah, if that sounds like something you're interested in, make sure to head on over to impactgamingcenter.gg for all of your TCG needs. And a Flage going to come in and take down Paul's a Johnny, which means Ben has his Ajani intact with a cat token. Alrighty, so thank you all so much, though. All that stuff out of the way. I'm excited for this one. Fetch for Paul. Down to 19. Slightly different builds here, but both very similar builds. We're going to see a lot of the same cards, obviously, on both sides of the table. Are we about to see a Flage? Take down an Ajani? We are. The play's so nice, you did it twice. Both players did it. All right. Here is Goblin Bombardment. Speak of the devil. Down to 20. Goes Paul. Back to Paul. And there's another Johnny. Elegant Parlor, Surveil. So we got Flage and then a Johnny. Static Prison going to go to the bin. Alrighty. Speaking of Static Prison, here it is. Gonna hit Goblin Bombardment. Ben says, yes, that's fine. Guide of Souls, a Johnny in hand for Paul. And here is a Johnny, accompanied by his feline friend. Elegant Parlor fetched out here for Ben. Gonna take a Surveil, not show us. Having to think about it. And Paul's got Guide of Souls Flage. Pretty darn strong hand. All right, there's a Static Prison. Probably taking down this Ajani. Scratch that. Going to take down the cat token. Cat Warrior token going to get in. Take Paul to 18. Sacred Foundry and Jengatha to hand. Not sure what Paul drew. Sacred Foundry. Here is the Guide of Souls. And here is Flage. Gonna take down the Cat Warrior token, and then the Flage will head to the bin. Guide of Soul is going to be good to keep, at the very least, keep Goblin Bombardment O-ringed. And we're going to see an attack by this Jengatha, this hasty Jengatha. Goblin Bombardment still under Static Prison. Bin is tapped out here. Let's see what Paul's got. Is it a Flage? It is. Down to 16, up to 20 for Paul. Gonna send here. And down to 14 goes Ben. That Arena of Glory going to stay exerted. What a card. Has found a nice home in these Boros energy decks. Just a Jengatha. Down to 16 goes Paul. And there is an Ajani for Ben. Kitty Cat accompanying him. And there's an Ocelot Pride. Holy smokes. Tell you what, man. This Boros energy deck, doesn't matter the flavor. It is able to rebuild its board pretty darn well. Energy going to come off. Energy going to protect. Or rather, keep the bombardment at bay. Here is Amped Raptor. Up to 17 off the Guide of Souls trigger, which will give. And there's an Amped Raptor. Spin it again. Alrighty. Here is an attack. And this Flage is about to get even bigger and gain some wings. Attack you. Down to 3 goes Ben. Up to 21 goes Paul. And we'll see, but we might be getting close to the end of this one, folks. Might be getting close to the end of this one. Static Prison would do pretty good here. Although if it was Static Prison, we'd have probably played it by now. Ben, I'm sure, doing some math here. What did Ben draw? It's got to be something relevant. I'm sure he's not just slow rolling us right now. I just heard him say, I know what I need to do. And again, Galvanic Iteration showing him what he drew. Trying to find a way to get the Paul's Flage off the table, I believe. Okay, so he Galvanic Iterations his own token, which is going to flip a Johnny. We'll get Flage. So that middle ability on a Johnny, that's what I'm going to look at here. To any target. So he's dealing the 3 there. He'll go back to 9. What a game. Down to 15 goes Paul. And there we have the activation of a Johnny, which will take down Paul's Flage. And now we've got a pretty interesting board state. And I do believe Ben, yes, has the city's blessing. So he'll make a cat token. Alrighty. Several. Oh my gosh! Somebody ran into the rig. Sorry about that. Jiggling. Paul going to activate again on the static prison. Definitely wants to keep that intact. Because at this point, Goblin Bombardment would almost just be game over. Not quite, but almost. Down to 13 goes Paul. Here is a Jengatha. Up to 14. Get some energy. And a pass back. Arena will be exerted this turn. Down to 8 goes Ben. And the Parlor of Elegancy. Going to enter the battlefield. I mean, if we had an advantage bar here, I think we'd be starting to tiptoe towards Ben's side of the board because, yeah, a Johnny, this is so much. He's got so many creatures in play. Gonna shoot the Jengatha with a Johnny. Going to get in there with Flage. Where are we pointing this 3 points of damage? That is the question. Still not done deciding attackers. Might want to attack with a Jengatha of his own. Looks like we're just attacking with Flage. Going to take down a Johnny. Up to 11. And how does Paul want to block? Just going to throw an Amped Raptor in front. Maybe not. Oh, Galvanic Discharge. Alrighty. That'll take down the Flage. In step, going to trigger Ocelot Pride. All right, and Goblin Bombardment back on Ben's side of the table. That's pretty darn scary. Are we going to game 2? We are. Paul gonna scoop it up here, and Ben gonna take the W here in game number 1. All righty. Here we go. Kick it back up to the booth while these players decide how to sideboard. But thank you all so much for hanging out with us tonight. We got Paul and Ben fighting it out here for a ton of store credit, Twitter clout, the prestige that comes with a photo on our Facebook page. But yeah, thanks everybody. All kidding aside, we do appreciate you all hanging out with us. If you're watching live, that's amazing. If you're not, again, like, comment, subscribe. Go check us out though on Twitch too if you like watching live content as well. If you are watching on Twitch and are not yet subscribed to us on YouTube, go check us out over there. But we've got game number 2 rather. Paul this time gonna be on the play, and again, they were talking about it before the match about which version is better. Is it Ring? Is it Goblin Bombardment? Well, Goblin Bombardment just won. Granted, we didn't see any rings from Paul, so maybe the discussion is still up for debate. Either way, hey, we have a website now, and you can go to it, impactgamingcenter.gg. Go check it out. Go check it out. We've got Magic the Gathering singles. We've got Lorcana. We've got Pokemon. One Piece, Star Wars Unlimited. We've got board games. Of course, TCG accessories, sealed product, D&D, Warhammer, other tabletop stuff. Go check it out. It's a really nice website, too. It's a really nice website, if I do say so myself. As these players sideball in round 4. How's everybody's weekend going, though? Getting started off the weekend. Are you playing Magic right now? Watching this? I bet you some of you are. Chained to the Rocks, it looks like. And a Sun Cleanser coming in for Paul. Usually we don't get to see what players are bringing in and taking out, but Paul gave us a pretty clear look at what he's doing. That's pretty exciting. Let's get down there, ready for action. All righty, here we go. Game number 2 as these players shuffle up. This should be a good one. A lot of the same cards in these decks. Something's hitting the rig out there, making it bounce up and down. I don't like that too much. It sounds like both players talking about their different deck choices. Talking about way back at the beginning of this new modern format. You know, like a month and a half ago or however long it was since MH3 came out. Alrighty, here we go. This is going to be a Marsh Flats and a Guide of Souls, off to a great start for Paul. Of course, I'm not sure what is in Ben's hand. He'll play an Ether Hub. Ooh, Sun Cleanser in Paul's hand. No turn 1 play for Ben. Ether Hub for Paul. And he's shuffling the Sun Cleanser to the front of the deck. Down to 19, and there it is, Sun Cleanser. For those inquiring minds, I'm going to bring that up. If you don't know, here is the good old-fashioned Sun Cleanser for you folks. It is a 2-mana, 1/4. When it enters the battlefield, remove all counters from target creature. You get to choose one of these. Or target opponent loses all counters. That player can't get them as long as Sun Cleanser is on the battlefield. So against energy, it doesn't allow them to get energy. And it drains their energy reserve. Pretty darn good. Here is an Amped Raptor. And here is a Guide of Souls and an Amped Raptor. Up to 18. Let's see what we can find off the Amped Raptor. Guide of Souls is pretty darn good. Up to 19. All right. The OG Guide of Souls is going to get in there. Going to put +2, +2, 2 +1, +1 counters and a flying counter on it. And there is a Fable of the Mirror Breaker, which will generate a Goblin Shaman that whenever it attacks, you create a treasure. And it has multiple stories. We'll get to that when we get to it. Paul, back to Paul. All right. Flage. Gonna take down the Goblin Shaman, perhaps? Yes. Flage gonna head to the bin. And Paul gonna get in there. With the Raptor and the Guide of Souls. Ooh. Man. Guide of Souls is so good. Down to 6. Spin, you're on borrowed time, my friend. Gotta figure something out here. Trying to figure out as this chapter ticks up what we want to do. Discard some cards. And that'll be it. Paul gonna take game number 2, even things up. And we are heading on over to game number 3. And that was a pretty quick one. I mean, Paul got out to a really aggressive start and was able to put enough pressure on Ben to get him to scoop it up. So, yeah. And hey, hi there. Thanks for watching. I probably sound like a broken record, but if you're watching on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. That was a quick game. This is a sweet matchup, though, because there's so many cards that do exactly the same thing because it's a mirror match. But yeah, these guys look like they're not sideboarding anything for game 2. Nothing special, no shenanigans, none of the 15 in, 15 out. Who does that? Do any of you do that? 15 in, 15 out at FNM? Alrighty, here we go. Alrighty. Ooh, for the first time since I've seen him tonight, Paul has a 1 ring in hand. Is he gonna keep? Does he have a keeper? Alrighty. Looks like both players are ready. Arid Mesa for Ben, pass back. So no turn 1 play again here for Ben. Ocelot Pride for Paul, pretty good. Down to 17 off the Fetch Shock. So Paul, it's so funny because Paul is supposed to be like the more controlling version. But here we are, turn 1, Ocelot Pride. Ben gonna fetch. I bet we have a Surveil land in our future, folks. Oh, no. So he's playing around Blood Moon here. Pretty wise. Oh, it's a mountain. Sorry, it's a mountain. I thought it was a plains. Kind of hard to see. It's one of those secret layer. I don't even know what you call it. Windows paint. Here's an Amped Raptor. Gonna get some energy. Gonna play Guide of Souls. Pretty good. Amped Raptor is a darn good card. Trading energy for mana is always very, very strong. And here is a mountain for Paul. All right, Amped Raptor for Paul. Static Prison. What are we hitting here, Paul? Gonna hit Guide of Souls. That seems like the correct decision. Arena of Glory. Flage. Do that. Up to 20. Down to 15 goes Paul. Can Paul continue to draw lands? Because he's got a one ring in hand. Remember that. Arid Mesa, at least. Down to 14 off the fetch. All right, there's a Guide of Souls. And there's an Amped Raptor. Ooh, wow, we gonna hit a Sun Cleanser. That's pretty good this late in the game. So gains life, gains an energy, and passes back. What you got, Ben? Is that a Flage? Arid Mesa, fetch. That's a Plains, I think. Bolt the Sun Cleanser. Flage the Sun Cleanser. All right. Nice little 2-for-1, but Ben pretty much had to do it. Otherwise, he was never getting energy the rest of the game. Amped Raptor going to get in there. Ben is ahead on life. And the Amped Raptor's going to trade. All right, the Static Prism still rocking and rolling. What a good card. There's another Guide of Souls. Gonna gain energy, gain a life. And Guide of Souls gonna get on in there. Back to 21. Ben in the tank, it would appear. Paul can't seem to get past 4 lands ever. Meanwhile, Ben drawing all the lands. There's a Static Prison. Going to take down maybe Static Prison. Maybe one of these Guide of Souls. It's going to be Static Prison. Ben going to get his Guide of Souls back. Going to make 2 energy. Going to exert this here Flage. Gain a life. Shoot your Guide of Souls as a blocker. Helvetic Iteration, though. Yeah, that will do it. So the Guide of Souls for Paul will hit the bin. Up to 4 thanks to the Lightning Helix ability from Flage and the Guide of Souls. Gain 1 life. Arid Mesa. Is this a Flage of his own? It is. Guide of Souls going to hit the showers. Up to 3. I'm sorry, up to 21. And get in there. Down to 23. And we've been chipping away with this Guide of Souls. I believe Ben has 1 land in play. Or one card in hand, sorry. Yes. Yeah, Static Prism going to stay in play, but just doesn't have a target now. All right, let's see what we got. That is a Guide of Souls and Jengatha to hand. Jengatha comes to hand a lot in this deck, I've noticed. All the decks I play Jengatha in, he's just like, you're probably losing if you're putting him in your hand. It's very reasonable to still win in this deck. Back down to 20, where we started. All right. Here comes Flage, going to take down that Guide of Souls. Paul going to go to 23. And gains 1 off of the Guide of Souls. Get in there to 20, down at 22. Flage gonna come in. Wow. Enters, takes down the other Flage. Back to 28. Up to 28, rather. Down to 18 goes Paul. This has been quite a slugfest between these two. Is it time to deploy the 1 ring that I believe is still in his hand from the opening hand? Make sure if you're watching, hit that follow button. We go live every single Friday, 7 p.m. Central. We go live occasionally on Thursdays with some arena action. So don't want to miss out. Down to 25. Up to 22. All right. Down to 22. And Ben going to fetch to 21. This has got to be an elegant parlor, right? Okay, there we go. Bolt Flage, attack with Flage is going to take down Paul's Flage. Down to 16 goes Paul. Up to 24 for Ben. Chain to the rocks. Okay, there we go. I like it. Still has. He's got multiple one rings, I believe. All right, down to 21. Jengatha might be making the entry party. Oh, wow. That's a hasty Jengatha, too. Down to 11 goes Paul. One ring to rule them all. Ben just is like, yeah, that's pretty good. And we're going to draw a card. And getcha. Down to 18. Ben is in the tank right now. Trying to figure out how he wants to navigate this turn. We got a Sun Cleanser. Yep, so energy going to be gone for Paul. And yeah, there's no reason to attack here. So pass back to Paul. Down to 10. Thanks to the ring. There's a Guide of Souls. Up to 11, thanks to the other Guide of Souls. Here's an Ajani. He resolves, trigger on the stack. We are going to bolt. And Paul does still gain the life, though, so up to 15. And has a kitty cat. Paul going to draw 2 cards with his ring. And play an Ocelot Pride. Up to 16. And this Guide of Soul is going to get in there. Down to 15. All right. Well, this one ring and Ocelot Pride have definitely changed the complexion of this ball game, folks. And there's an Ajani of his own for Ben. All right, Jingotha going to get jiggy. Kitty going to block. All right, here we go. Paul going to take a draw step. Paul refuses to show us anything. All righty. Where we going? Here's a flage. What we targeting? Probably you. Oh, my goodness. Okay. Get in there with the guide. Down to 9. Oh, did you have like triple bolt? That'd be actually insane. Static Prison. Hit Jingotha. Can no longer be jiggy, Ben. Sorry. And there we go. Up to 29, and Paul is kind of locking this one down, folks. One ring doing its thing. Not over yet. Still in a Johnny on the table. And the Static Prison isn't along for very long. Because of Sun Cleanser. Been asking for time. That's a great question because I don't know. I think he wanted to attack. He could have still attacked, right? Yeah, I don't know. That's a great question, Nick. Does Jingotha have reach? Down to 25 off the one ring. No, it does not. Okay, yeah, I'm not sure. We're going to buy back a flage. Exile some cards. Target you down to 6. Up to 30. Ben down to 3. Lightning bolt you. GG, that's going to do it, folks. Big Boros energy. Going to take down the tournament. Ben played very valiantly. Vanilla add 5, yeah. But yeah, there you go. Ben gonna fall to Paul. I got bars. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. If you're watching on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell icon. Make sure to check out impactgamingcenter.gg for all of your Magic the Gathering singles, sealed product, gaming product, board games, things like that. Thank you all so much. I'm Les Alex. I have a YouTube channel as well, so if you want to check that out, you certainly can. It'll be in the description below if you're watching on YouTube. Otherwise, look up Les Alex on YouTube. But thank you all so much. We appreciate you. And until next time, catch you all on the flippy flop. Adios.